My heart is pounding, guys. It's like boom, boom. You hear that? That's my heart. It's not me beating my chest. It's my heart. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Signers signing in. And Merry Christmas. At least, I think it's Christmas in most places. It's Christmas Eve right now. And the video should be uploading on Christmas Eve somewhere later in the day. But yeah, you know what? We're going to play some more Christmas games. I know we played a couple over the weekend. We played some strange Saturday Christmas games, and to be honest, they weren't as strange as I thought they were going to be. But there were some pretty weird ones in there. We also played a scary Santa game. So yeah, we're getting festive. So let's top it all off with a nice, comfy, wholesome Christmas story. This is a visual novel. I'm not exactly sure what to expect. As I, that tends to be the trend with most of the games that I play. Anyway, let's immerse ourselves here. If Tom were asked, what superpower would you want? He would answer without hesitation, immortality. Damn. Why would you want to live forever? I personally would not want to live forever. Teleportation. A banal but practical choice. Might secure second place, but the third... I feel like teleportation should be the first, actually. Because, that's more... It's more useful in day-to-day life than immortality. Immortality is not going to really matter until you're 50 years later and you're still alive, but you want to die. Anyway. More than immortality or teleportation, Tom longed for just one thing. To never sleep again. That's also a good one. Not that he dislikes sleeping. Tom rather enjoyed it. Oh my god, he's literally me. What he despised was waking up at 8 a.m. to drag himself to work. Tom is me. That's literally me. The alarm would blare, Tom would wake, curse humanity, and with a heavy sigh, an essential component, turn off the musical abomination. But today, humanity had a stroke of luck. Instead of his usual morning groan, Tom grabbed his phone, lifted his sleep mask with one hand, and checked the date. Oh wow, he uses a sleep mask. Is that a bougie thing to do? Using the sleep mask? That day. December 31st, a holiday, New Year's Eve. Screw it. Should we give Tom a voice? Well, he's literally me. I know that's me. I'll just talk normally. Tom murmured, collapsing back into bed. Let's not judge our student too harshly like any night owl. Tom was ready to hate just about anything that dared to exist in his world before 1 p.m. Oh my god, he's literally me. He's literally me, guys. Without exception, he didn't discriminate. His pre-noon ire extended equally to elders, women, and children. Even the women and the children. Still, today had a mitigating effect. Tom seemed a little less angry, a little bit less inclined to set fire to the mall where he worked. Perhaps the festive air had managed to warm its way into his heart, subtly dismantling his bad mood from the inside. After all, it was New Year's Eve, a day of bustling holiday cheer. Children would beg their parents for gifts, parents would empty their savings, and everyone would be content. By evening, the city would drown in an aura of collective happiness, because that's just how it was supposed to be. On such days, being grumpy was unacceptable, reserved for misanthropes and neurotics. So, Tom crawled out of bed in a neutral, possibly even borderline positive mood. Humanity was safe. Today. Maybe not tomorrow. 15 minutes later, fully dressed, Tom descended to the kitchen where he found a small envelope on the table. Do you guys say envelope or envelope? I personally say envelope. Yeah, I know it changes for some people. You know how some people interchangeably use Caribbean and Caribbean? They use Caribbean to refer to the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, and then Caribbean, just in normal, everyday dialogue. Anyway. On it, scrawled in clumsy kanji, were the words, "To Goodman-kun." Tom pulled out a note from the envelope. You see, I just switched unconsciously there again. Subconsciously, I just said unconsciously, whatever. "Goodman-kun. We've left to visit relatives, so you'll be the one in the dome. Hope you can enjoy New Year. We'll be back on the 3rd. Mitsuha and Izumi. P.S. Feel free to invite guests over for the holiday. Okay. PPS. Please water the plants in the living room tomorrow. So that's it. They were gone too. He's just like me for real. Alone on the holidays. I promise it's not as sad as it sounds. That explains why the house is so cold. Tom looked at the note again, his eyes catching the word guests. I should message Laura. Laura? Who's Laura? He thought, pulling out his phone. Laura was Tom's girlfriend. Oh, he's now literally me, guys. He's now literally me. It's over. We're ending the gameplay. Signer signing out, guys. I hope see you guys in the next video. They hadn't seen each other in almost a year, and lately Tom suspected that they were both contemplating a breakup. Ooh, never mind. At least that's what he thought. Laura, for her part, seemed perfectly content with their long-distance relationship. Hey, Happy New Year's Eve. How are you? Everyone's gone here. I'm alone in the whole house. I could walk around naked and put on The Prodigy at full volume. What is The Prodigy? After a pause, he added, actually, no, I can't walk around naked. It's freezing in here like the damn Arctic. Satisfied with the message he sent, Tom started making breakfast. He started making brekkies. After demolishing his bacon, his bacon and eggs and washing it down with tea, an essential for any functional, whoa, Englishman. We're English? I'm English? No. That can't be right. This month, Mother Nature had decided to fully embrace the winter spirit, blanketing Japan with double its usual snowfall. Oh wait, we're in Japan? I thought this was an Englishman. Was I just not paying attention? And like earlier he mentioned like he was studying abroad or something. You know, I tend to not read, guys. I'm sorry. No, please. Bear with me. Everything was covered. Streets, buildings, trees. Walking outside felt treacherous, as though the generous snowfall might turn vindictive and dump itself right onto Tom's back. Right down Tom's back. Whatever. Even so, the weather didn't irritate him as much as usual. The magic of December 31st was working. Post-Christmas magic. Tom walked down the street, lost in thought. My first New Year here. He'd come to Japan in March on a student exchange program. Things had been fine. He settled fine into the dorms, found a part-time job. Friends, however, had eluded him, but that wasn't surprising. Japan wasn't exactly the friendliest place for migrants, and Tom wasn't one to actively forge connections. It's such an odd choice of words, forge connections. Work and school consumed most of his time, and whatever was left he spent resting. And so he'd lived, right up to New Year's Eve. It seemed this would be the first New Year he'd spend entirely alone. Speak for yourself. The thought filled Tom with sadness. For the first time in months, he fully realized just how lonely he was. The feeling had been there all along, ingrained in him, but he hadn't dwelled on it. Until now, when it struck him like a hammer to the chest. Okay, we get it. He's lonely. Shit. Feels like this game is calling me out. In London, he had friends, a girlfriend. They had traditions like going to the movies on Saturdays and dissecting the plots over coffee afterward. Here, there was none of that. He only had freeze, snow, and solitude. Tom pictured his evening watching a streamer on his laptop, buying himself turkey, cheese, and wine, and counting down the hours until it was over. Tomorrow morning would feel easier. Tom sighed. That's life. Yep. I'm totally not relating to this, guys. Probably everyone celebrates the New Year alone at least once in their life. You know, maybe 2 times is maybe too much, but that's neither here nor there. Don't even mention 3 times. Time walked on, and little by little he calmed down. He was overreacting. Things weren't so bad. The city, meanwhile, was waking up, preparing to bid farewell to the year. The holiday spirit filled the air, and like everyone else, Tom couldn't help but hope for something good to happen. It was New Year's, after all, a time for miracles. A New Year miracle. The New Year magic. No, forget about Christmas magic. This is New Year's magic. Even more powerful. Well, what's more powerful on New Year's Day? Anyway, Even working such a day didn't feel as dull as usual. Well, he's working on New Year's. Oh, coffee, snow, and dew. That's the title of this game. I don't think I said it earlier. Oh. Reaching the mall where he worked, Tom checked his messages one more time. Let me guess, this bitch didn't spawn. I knew it. That bitch. Laura. Laura was probably already... Isn't it like morning? Oh, you know what? I forgot. He's in Japan. She's in London. I'm not sure how much the time difference is, but apparently it's enough where the Brits are already asleep. It's worth explaining that Tom lived slightly in the future. Japan was 9 hours ahead. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, he explained it, see? When Tom's clock read 9 a.m., it was only midnight in London. So Laura likely wouldn't reply for another 7 hours. Wait, it's New Year's though. Oh wait, no. It's December 31st in Japan. So in England, it'd also be December 31st, but it'd be midnight. So you know what? Okay, never mind. You good this time, Laura. Tom sighed, and a white puff of breath escaped his lips. For a few moments, he stood looking at the sky as if it might give him an answer. But the sky, of course, was silent, and only faint snowflakes sparkled in the sunlight. Shaking his head, Tom put his phone in the pocket and headed to the staff entrance. Where do we work anyway? Oh, we work at a coffee shop. Of course, I knew that. The morning routine at the cafe always brought him a certain calming satisfaction. He liked entering the completely empty hall, putting on some music, and turning on the lights. These small efforts breathed life and warmth to the cafe, which felt especially precious in the cold winter. Only one thing about these morning rituals saddened Tom. They happened in the morning. Oh wait, I forgot. We hate the mornings here. Everyone hates the mornings, right? His favorite working hours coincided with his least favorite time of day, and it caused him immense suffering. You could say that on the scale of suffering, he ranked somewhere between Prometheus and Tantalus. Oh wow. And on certain days, when Tom felt particularly gloomy, Prometheus didn't even come close. Reflecting on Prometheus, Tantalus, and the Roman Empire, Tom accepted a delivery. Opened the register and made himself a test espresso and opened TikTok on his phone. No, he's becoming less and less like me as the more I read. Come on, no TikTok, no skibbity zoomers, please. A couple of minutes remained until opening, but I was about to say Batista, but the barista wasn't worried. In 6 months of working there, he discovered that customers always never showed up at opening time. They start trickling in about half an hour later at best. And indeed, at precisely 10 a.m., Tom flipped the sign to open, glanced at the mall entrance when a visitor walked in, and went back to watching funny videos. But after a few minutes, right when a cat in the video managed to fish a mouse out of the toaster, a customer appeared on the horizon. The cafe where Tom worked had a very advantageous location. From his spot, he could see everyone coming up the escalator to the floor. Today, it was a man about 50 years old, stylishly dressed, but very sullen. Clearly not Japanese. Walked past. Tom silently willed him. Willed him? Don't come in. Shoo, go away. And indeed, the man walked past. Tom sighed in relief. Damn. You know, it is December 31st. He's working on New Year's Eve. I'd be pissed too. You know, it already doesn't help that, you know, he hates mornings, but to be working on the holiday? Yeah, nah. He wasn't ready to deal with grumpy non-Japanese customers just yet. I don't think anyone would ever be ready to do that. His wish came true. The next person on the escalator was a young woman who was unmistakably Japanese. And what do you mean by that? What's more, she didn't just arrive. She practically ran up to the floor. And she really wants coffee that bad. Without slowing down, she rushed toward the cafe, but tripped halfway, tangling her legs in a common anime entrance. Tom was already anticipating a grand fall, but the girl staggered a few steps and managed to regain her balance. Then she dashed to the cafe and yanked the door open abruptly. And make sure you push. Make sure you pull, not push. Oh, girl. Is he here? Who's he? Me? No? Tom waited for the girl to sigh in relief before continuing. But he called. Who are we talking about here? I'm not in the loop. Told me to let you know you're fired. Ew. Okay, I was not aware of this. What's happening? Why didn't you tell him I was in the restroom? I did. But he demanded I turn on the camera and show your signature in the logbook. Ugh. I was only 10 minutes late. What's the big deal anyway? Like, what's actually the big deal? Considering you were supposed to arrive 30 minutes before opening, I'm not sure. I had like a valid reason. You always say that, bitch. Ugh, whatever. I'll change and call him. Kanazawa, the girl's name, quickly headed to the back room, leaving Tom to ponder whether he should confess. Confess? 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 Saying it's a joke? Keep silent? I can't. It's not really letting me confess if I'm gonna just immediately bitch out afterwards. As opposed to, I'll just keep silent. I'd rather keep silent. What do you mean, bad boy? What? I just got an achievement that says bad boy. For what? For why? For why? Deciding to savor the joke to the fullest, Tom scooted his chair closer to the back room door and waited. Before long, he heard Kanazawa's voice. Mishima-san. This is Kanazawa. I'm calling to explain why I'm late. It seemed the person on the other end of the line was quite surprised to hear Kanazawa admitting her mistake herself. What do you mean? She confessed her on her own. Didn't you... She didn't finish her sentence. Instead, she let out a low guttural growl before continuing in her usual voice. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. The manager apparently said something in return, but Kanazawa cut him off. Sorry, Mishima-san, customers have just arrived. I'll text you like later. All right, I'll stop. Tom, still sitting innocently on his chair, suddenly felt a wave of fear. To be more precise, it wasn't just fear, it was something far greater. A sense of imminent and painful doom overwhelmed him, forcing him to leap out of his seat and retreat to the other side of the counter. This was a wise move, as a few seconds later, the supply room door opened and Kanazawa emerged. But something about her seemed off. Out stepped the usual Kanazawa, completely unchanged. Not Kanazawa the dragon spewing fire, not Kanazawa the wrestler ready to twist Tom into a pretzel. No, just the ordinary Kanazawa. Alright, what's the catch here? Perfectly calm. So, why are you standing there? I don't know why I keep doing the voice. Like, it's not even a good voice. But you know what? If I do it, I do it. And if I don't do it, I don't do it, okay? Tom squinted at her suspiciously. And why are you so calm? In England, is it normal to answer a question with a question? Yeah? At least I think it is. I don't live in England. Do you want to have a conversation about what's normal in England? All that time they remained standing on opposite sides of the counter. Finally, Kanazawa waved her hand dismissively and sat down on the chair Tom had recently vacated. What's with you? Like, yeah, what actually is up with her? Like, isn't she supposed to be mad or something? Well, I pulled a prank on you and you're not reacting. I'm tired of it. You won't get any smarter from doing that. I mean, was I supposed to be getting any smarter? Karma can handle it for me. I don't want to dirty my hands right before the new year. That's it, just like that. You could have been fired. They won't fire me. I had a valid reason. Uh-huh. Yeah? Well, what was it? My dad slipped and broke a finger. Oh. Ooh. Whoa. We had to go to the hospital. Yeah. Oh. Tom felt a pang of guilt. But I mean, it's just a finger, you know. Actually, how bad was it? Like, Was the bone sticking out that you had to go to the hospital? Anyway, that was a stupid joke. As are all jokes from fools like you. All right, bitch. That's what we're doing. You know, I don't have to take this. I can report you for other shit. Apparently you're late all the time, bitch, and I've covered for you before. So I can just, I can snitch. No, I'm not a snitch, but I can. Welcome. Tom hadn't heard the door chime, but turned around to greet the customer anyway. As it turned out, the chime had stayed silent for a reason. It was an important signal Tom should have paid attention to. But he didn't, and Kanazawa seized the moment. With a leap that would have impressed any junior Olympic champion, she launched herself onto the corner, grabbed Tom's clothes, and yelled, "Gotcha." Gotcha what? The young man was deep in shock. He hadn't expected such agility from Kanazawa. He tried to break free, but it was futile. She clung to him with both hands like a vice. And what now? Yeah, what's your angle here? You just going to lie there? Don't even, think about it. What happened next was something Tom would remember for the rest of his life. Uh-oh. It could be a good thing. Or a bad thing. I'm hoping it's a good thing. What is she doing? She doing some freaky. Like a determined, handless mountaineer, she scaled the counter with a kind of majestic ferocity. First, she threw one lip. I mean, that's kind of freaky. Kind of. Then the other grouped herself together and for some reason stood on the counter in her shoes. Tom's eyes nearly popped out of their sockets. Are you insane? What are you doing? What do you do? You can't do that. Tom asked, immediately realizing he only made things worse with that question. Kanazawa, who had momentarily lost some of her fervor during her climb, reignited her rage. An ancient evil seemed to awaken within her, hungry for vengeance. Damn, tell me why that actually kind of jump scared me. Oh. But you said something about the new year. There's still 12 hours left. Oh wait, that's her. There are still 12 hours left, so I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Ow! And Karma? Isn't Karma supposed to deal with me? Karma can, come later. Or my guys today, I mean. Ow, 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 ow. But you, shut up! Damn, I'm getting my ass beat. I'll show you what happens to colleagues who betray each other. All right. Dude, fight back. Holy shit. That day, Tom learned two important lessons. One, his colleague Kanazawa was a phenomenal actress. And two, in this harsh world, you can't trust anyone. Ain't that the truth? 10 minutes later, while Kanazawa reported her tardiness from the back room and Top scrubbed shoe prints off the counter, a customer entered the cafe. Oh, it was the same foreign man who had walked past that morning. Are you here to vent to me, old man? Tom greeted in Japanese. How do you say welcome in Japanese? I don't know. For some reason, this didn't please the customer. He frowned even harder and asked, "Do you speak English? You're in Japan. Why are you even asking that?" For a moment, Tom wondered why the man needed English. All the menu items were translated, and the numbers required no explanation. It could be that the customer just wanted to chat. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't want to talk to you. I do not want to talk to you. Tom had grown unaccustomed to such things during his time in Japan. Yes. He replied in the same required language. Apparently, Tom's response melted the man's frosty demeanor, as his face instantly lit up like a battery-powered flashlight. Tom even thought the man might cry tears of joy at any moment. Was he lost or something? Finally, you're British, aren't you? You have a British accent. Yes, I'm from London, sir. Finally! The customer repeated, moving closer to the counter. I desperately needed to talk to someone in my native language. My head's about to explode from all the Japanese. This was exactly what Tom had feared. Yeah, this guy's just gonna talk my ear out. I'm afraid you have to order something for that privilege. Such a minor detail didn't faze the man. Of course. Do you have any vanilla caramel latte? Yeah, sure. Then I'll take one. The man paid with his card and settled at the counter. Tom, right? Yes, sir. Michael. From the US. Oh, wait, he's not British. Whoops. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Tom, am I seeing things, or are those dirty shoe prints on the counter? Hey, don't ask me about that. I'm not the one who did that shit. And you know what? Actually, my bad. I should have cleaned that up. How very unthoughtful of me. Damn Kanazawa. Shit. Shit. Why, no, sir. It's just stains that suspiciously look like footprints. That's a custom print. Makes it look like Santa Claus climbed in and left some footprints. That's such, like, come on, bro. You could have done so much better than that. They look like women's shoes. The heels are narrow. Tom shrugged. Manager's idea. We told him it wouldn't look good. Ah, one of those managerial brain waves that makes you want to quit on the spot? Yeah? At least how he sees it. I get it. Michael smiled. Tom, if you don't mind me asking, what brought you here? What you mean? I work here? Student exchange. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. Oh. I had Japanese classes in London and was sent here to continue my studies. Nice. I came here all the way from Arizona. Oh, actually, I don't know what... Do Arizonians have an accent? I don't actually know. Oh, you came here with your girlfriend, eh? Congratulations, sir. Nothing to celebrate. Oh, okay. By the way, you wouldn't have to know where I can buy C4. You know, I can teach you how to make it real quick. I want to blow up the damn airport. That's a joke, right? Sir, our cafe does not support blowing up airports or any other acts of terrorism. Shame. Why would you even want to do that? Did something happen to you? Those idiots lost my suitcase. And in that suitcase was the engagement ring I was planning to give to my girlfriend tonight. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I feel like I'm in Meet the Parents. I feel like I'm stuck in Meet the Parents. I understand that reference. I don't. I specifically put it in the checked luggage to avoid losing it in my pocket or carry-on. But now look what happened. That's awful, sir. Kinda crazy. What did the airport staff say? They promised to find it in a few days. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna lose the New Year's Eve magic. It's not gonna matter anymore. She's not gonna want to marry you anymore. But I don't have a few days. I was going to propose tonight. Tom's heart sank. Despite his tendency towards bad jokes, he was a kind soul at heart. He even nearly ruined the latte art from the stress of listening. Is there no way to buy another ring here? Come on, buy another... That's money. I don't know. That ring belonged to my mother. Ew. That's real tough. Yeah, I have nothing to say. That's real crazy. Like, no, that's like, I'm not even like being sarcastic. That's actually crazy. Damn. As someone who studied Japanese culture, he deeply respected sentimental items. Still, he personally found the value people place on heirloom rings a bit overblown. If you don't mind me asking, is your girlfriend Japanese? Hell no. Wait, what? Yes, born and raised here. I thought she was from London. Oh, I'm sorry. I mixed up both of them. I thought Tom was Michael and Michael was Tom. I'm sorry. Yeah. Whatever. How did you two meet? Work. Or in different locations of the same company. I see. That's amazing. I mean, is it really amazing? It's not every day someone flies across the globe for their partner. We mostly met during business trips. She'd visit the US for work and we'd spend a lot of time together. It all started with work lunches that turned into dinners. At first, it was just nice to hang out, but then it grew into something more. You know, I should take some notes from this guy with my girlfriend in London. And that was it. She's my one and only now. Tom put the latte in front of the customer, and he took a sip. Delicious. She'd love this. It's sweet, just how she likes it. Maybe you could give her something else for now and propose during Chinese New Year. Not much choice, I guess. Without the ring, I can't propose. The thing is, if you want to do it during Chinese New Year, you'd have to go to China and then celebrate it there with everyone else. I mean, I guess they celebrate it in other parts of the world, but that's like the place to celebrate the Chinese New Year. I mean, it's the Chinese New Year, for crying out loud. Without the ring, I can't propose. Now I just need to figure out what to give her tonight. You know what? What if you give her 2 rings? What if you buy a ring right now? You know, you buy her a good ring. You propose with that. If she doesn't want to marry, you know what? There's nothing you do. It being the heirloom wouldn't have mattered. But look, you give her a new ring, and then when they find it later, you give her the actual heirloom. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Oh my god, I should get married. Holy shit. Now I just need to figure out what to give her tonight. Don't you have any ideas? Not really. She usually buys what she wants herself. What about something cute and symbolic? Like what? Yeah, like what? A plush toy? Come on, bro. Come on, son. A plush toy? She doesn't like them. Yeah. That would have been over anyway. Flowers and maybe some perfume. Flowers are too cliche and I'm scared to get the wrong perfume. Hey, there's no wrong perfume. It's just perfume for a different day. Ever thought about that? Plus, I don't know how Japanese women feel about that kind of gift. Just get her chocolates or something. You know, it's not Valentine's Day, but they make Christmas. Oh, no, it's not Christmas no more. Fuck. I forgot. At the mention of Japanese women, something clicked in Tom's mind. Why don't we ask my coworker? Ah, you're right. You know, the bitch that just walked all over the desk. Don't need to ask about perfume, but maybe something cute is a good idea. Tom called out to Kanazawa. Wow, what do you want? What would you like as a oh my god. What would you like as a New Year's gift? PlayStation? Alright. Michael, recognizing the word, chuckle. What about something cute? PlayStation with a subscription. Damn. Okay. Do you not already have a PlayStation? That's not cute. I mean, you know what? Speak for yourself, Tom. It kind of is. You know, you can get her a Hello Kitty PlayStation. There you go. Idiot. If someone gives me that, it'll be the cutest gift ever. Now, maybe this is the wrong, this is the wrong woman to ask. Is there any other Japanese woman out here? After waiting for Kanazawa to return to the back room, Tom turned back to Michael. He's probably not too much help. Yeah. I understood the word PlayStation. Yeah, probably not. Sorry, I somehow missed she's a gamer. She's just like me for real, guys. No need to apologize. It's not immediately obvious. There were hints. When I first started working here during introductions, she said she was training to be a necromancer. How is that giving away that you're a gamer? Do all gamers want to be? You know what? Necromancy is cool. It's not my first choice of the magic arts, but, you know, I have respect for necromancers. I thought it was a dumb joke. Was that one of those character-defining moments writers talk about? And what's a necromancer? What kind of job? How do you not know what a necromancer is? Archaeologist. Necromancers are not archaeologists, bro. That is the biggest false dichotomy I've seen in the past year. Of course. Michael opened his mouth to say something, but a soft chime of bells interrupted him. He patted one pocket, then finally pulling out his phone. Yes, he replied. Yes. 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 Fine, I'll meet you there. Tom couldn't help but admire the brevity of the conversation. That's like half of my conversations that I have on the phone. Michael clearly didn't waste money on expensive phone chatter. Oh, Tom, I have to go. Thanks for the coffee and the chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you for what? I might stop by again. Please don't. If not, Happy New Year. To you too, sir. Best of luck. I'll need it. Goodbye. The door closed behind Michael and Tom stood a while, watching the American disappear down the street. There were no other customers at the moment. The young man glanced at the clock. The minute hand was just approaching 11. Damn, it's only been an hour. Ooh. It's alright. With nothing to do, Tom decided to check in on Kanazawa. You know, I realized something today, he said, sitting down on a chair next to the door. Congratulations. Aren't you curious what it is? No. Too bad. For you. Because I'm going to tell you anyway. Bitch. Never doubted it. Can you wait? Oh. Can you wait a minute? I'm doing my nails and I'm going to get my headphones so I don't have to listen to you. No headphones. Especially since this is about you. Oh, what is it? I only realized today that you're a gamer. Did you not talk to her at all? No, I feel like gamers are they're not very hard to miss. Kanazawa apparently wasn't surprised. Bravo. And I finally came up with a response to your necromancer joke. Necromancer joke? You know, when we first met, remember? You said you were studying to be a necromancer. You remembered that? Also, that wasn't a joke. Well, you said you were studying to be a necromancer because you're an archaeologist. And I'm studying to be a garden spirit because I am Orientalist? Is that a real thing? Let us, dear reader, pay homage to Kanazawa's restraint. She didn't roll her eyes heavenward with a cry of, "Why, oh gods?" She didn't slap her forehead or hide her face in the hands of mortification. Raking mortification. I'm sorry, I don't even know why I said that. She simply asked, "How long did you, take to come up with that?" About 2 minutes. Got it. Tom, however, seemed prepared for this outcome. Anyway, I just wanted to share that thought. Thanks. That's why would you You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. Kanazawa shrugged. If you were studying management, you could have joked about being a slave master. Ha 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 ha. Her comment coincided with the jingle of the doorbell, prompting Tom to smirk and go greet the next customer. Oh my god. Reading Tom do all these things of smiling at the customer and being all chippy and all this is just making me relive the olden days of when I was a retail wage, not a retail. Well, yeah, a retail wagey. Tom isn't in retail, but I was in retail, and oh my god, that was a hell I would not wish on anybody. No, if you currently work retail right now, I'm sending out all my energy to you right now, especially since it's Christmas Eve and some people are actually working today. I know what it's like. I worked Christmases and New Year's too. It was quite timely. Welcome. The customer, however, didn't seem to appreciate his smile. Why is everyone such a bitch? First, the last guy, he warmed up to me, obviously, but when I smiled to him at first, he didn't like it either. So why am I still smiling if no one is respecting the smile? Girl, another girl. Oh, hello. Are you all right? This concerned customer turned out to be Olga. I'm just gonna call her Olga. I'm just gonna call her Karen. There you go. A writer and a regular visitor. She had been working on her latest novel for the past few months, and she had been stopping by the cafe almost daily. Since there were usually few patrons, management instructed the staff to be as accommodating as possible and steadily encourage her to spend more. As a result, Karen grew fond of the service and the cafe's tranquil atmosphere, regularly contributing to his income. Her monthly expenses could sometimes reach 100,000 yen. Damn. Why is she spending so? What is she ordering? And bring out the whole restaurant. All parties were satisfied. It seemed this type of relationship was what biologists called symbiosis. Well, not exactly. That would be codependent. I don't remember. Yes, I'm fine, Karen-san. Happy to see you. I didn't think you'd come in today. Why not? Well, it's New Year. That's not a reason to slack off. The woman smiled. Is that a good voice for her? Well, and her voice is going to evolve as I continue to read and, get in tune with her character. But since it's a holiday, could you bring me those cheesecake rings and a maple latte? Of course. Have a seat. I'll bring them right over. Karen headed to her usual corner, laid out her writer's toolkits, a tablet with a keyboard, and put on headphones. The creative machine was in motion. While Tom prepared the coffee, Kanazawa emerged from the back room. Oh, so that was like Karen-san. Yeah. What of it? I just finished her book yesterday, Love Song of Blood. Have you read it? Yeah, no. I don't read. You think I read? Why? No time for this. Idiot. What? Why is this bitch so hostile to me? I'm gonna cry because I'm gonna cry. Why are you so mean to me? We have a popular author sitting in our cafe every day and you haven't read a single one of her books? I don't remember anything in the job description about reading novels. What does the job description have to do with it? It's just disrespect. How is it disrespectful? Because I'm not reading a book? Damn. Not finding time for her books is disrespectful. Doesn't she already spend $100,000 here? Yeah. Tom sighed. The Japanese understanding of respect filled him with despair. Fine, I'll read one eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, maybe not next month, maybe not next year, maybe not next decade. You know what I mean. I'll read it when I have the time. In another life, maybe. What genre does she write in? Magical mystery with a touch of erotica. Oh. Yeah, I don't read those types of books anyway. So, yeah. What? Nothing. I'll read one. Tom finished preparing the coffee, added the cheesecake rings to a plate, and carried the tray to Karen. The writer sat with her back to him, so as he approached, Tom couldn't resist sneaking a glance at her screen. His eyeballs rolled over her bare skin, leaving a trail of blood behind. The vampires? They passed over her magnificent, aroused chest, her flat stomach, and were now heading lower to the very world. Tom suddenly lost all desire to read Karen's books. Whoa, it was just getting good. What you talking about? Slightly stunned, he set her food and coffee down, then returned to the counter. The words replayed in his mind. He glanced at Kanazawa in horror. It wasn't even that bad, bro. Bro's doing way too much. What? Nothing. The terrifying truth about Karen's work and Kanazawa's taste had shaken him, leaving him in a daze. He realized his attitude toward these two girls would never be the same again. Because they like to read erotica. It's not like it was straight up fucking porn. Jesus. As Tom predicted, the mall began to fill up closer to lunchtime. Men and women and children. Young and old, singles and couples, locals and foreigners, every kind of person flowed to the massive stream of humanity. Though vastly different in appearance and backgrounds, they all shared a common goal and mood: to spend the evening joyfully. Tom's cafe started getting busier. First, a boisterous group of students entered. Karen seemed displeased though, followed by a young couple, a father with his little son. We got your toy, now it's my turn. And then more and more customers. When the orders were finally all completed and the cafe was left with only Karen as a customer, Tom was mildly surprised. That's it? He asked, approaching the counter. Not enough for you? Don't worry, more will come. On days like this, there's hardly any time to rest. As if to prove her right, the door chime jingled again. Ding, 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 ding. That was not a bell sound. I tried though. Only this time, the new customer was entirely unexpected. Ho, ho, ho. A booming voice rang at the oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Santa Claus? Welcome, Santa. Whoa, that's not Santa, bro. That is not Santa. Who the fuck is this? I hope you've been good this year. I did that to scratch you off the nice list, Tom Coon. Even though it's December 31st. Santa's words puzzled Tom. Not because he was particularly worried about staying on the nice list, but because the voice sounded oddly familiar. Matsuda-kun? The one and only. Congrats, you're the first to guess. This year's Santa Claus went by the name Matsuda Keisuke. At 19 years old, Matsuda worked as an entertainer, though that hardly mattered. What mattered was that Matsuda was one of the few Japanese acquaintances Tom managed to befriend. Can you make me an iced latte in a large cup? This guy does not look like he's 19 years old. And 3 tiramisu, please. Oh, oh, oh. Tom chuckled at the thought of Santa drinking iced coffee and went, "It's December 31st and you're drinking iced coffee? Buggin'." Only later, as he placed 2 tiramisu slices on a tray and reached for the third, he couldn't help but feel suspicious. Why are you alone? Where's Nishimura-san? He's having lunch at another cafe. Ho, ho, ho. Didn't you mean to say where's Mrs. Claus at? Huh? We had an argument. Ho, ho, ho. She wants to divorce. Ho, 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 ho. Explains the 3 tiramisu. No, you idiots, I'm not stress eating. I just didn't have breakfast. And the iced coffee's because this costume is hot as hell. Oh, oh, oh. What costume? Can't take it off? At least the beard? If it were possible, do you think I wouldn't take it off, you stupid bitch? Don't make Grandpa Claus sad. Tom, however, was just as sad. Nishimura-san was Matsuda's girlfriend and, coincidentally, the second person Tom managed to befriend. Damn, so that's one less friend. Tragic. Their quarrel threatened to shrink Tom's already limited social circle, so he felt compelled to intervene. Time to play Cupid in disguise, armed with a metaphorical bow and an arrow to rekindle their love. But first, Cupid needed more information. Yeah, how bad did you fuck up? What did you argue about? We had differing opinions. Oh. On what? New Year's plans. I wanted to visit my parents in the North Pole. She wanted to spend it with me. That's it? Isn't that enough? Oh. Not really. You ever heard of compromise? I know that, genius. You think I didn't try to compromise? But New Year's is traditionally a family holiday for us and I couldn't bring that bitch along. She's gonna meet my real girlfriend. She's just a side piece. Oh. She can't meet Miss Claus. In Britain, we've got the same tradition, you know. In your country, this tradition does not seem to be so well developed. Oh, I'm sorry. My parents would be upset if I didn't come home. Why doesn't Nishimura-san spend New Year's with their family? It's complicated. Oh. They haven't spoken in years. So you're her only option. Otherwise, she's gonna meet him alone. I guess so. At that moment, Tom suddenly realized how similar he and Nishimura were in this regard. Both were spending New Year's alone, both trying to avoid it. The difference was that one had come to terms with their solitude, while the other kept fighting it, albeit through manipulation and sulking. Could he blame her for that? Normally, Tom found such behavior annoying. This time, he felt pity. He could almost picture Nishimura sitting alone that evening, sipping wine and watching a series on her laptop. Or maybe he was confusing her with himself, or one of the countless others spending the holiday alone. What are you gonna do? Finish eating, I guess, and then get back to work. These presents aren't gonna deliver themselves. You know, these are late presents. I didn't get to deliver all the presents on the 25th like I had planned to. Oh. I meant about Nishimura-san. Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it. Just then, the door chime jingled again and Tom went to greet the customer. Welcome. Standing in the door was Nishimura-san, dressed as Santa's helper. Oh, this is awkward. Hello, Goodman-san. Is Matsuda-kun here? Isn't he just here? Yes, he's over here. Thanks. She walked over, whispered something to Santa, and left soon after. Uh-oh. Santa quickly polished off the rest of his tiramisu and began gathering his things. Well, it's time for me to get back to work, he said to Tom. And remember, be good. Oh, or you'll get no presents. Oh. Tom glared at him with the most exasperated look and then deadpanned. We'll be happy to see you again. When the door closed behind Matsuda, Tom glanced around and realized he was being watched. By who? I always feel like... Oh, and watched with great pleasure, Karen was smiling at him, her head propped up on her hand. It was fair to say that her entire posture exuded extreme curiosity. She resembled a zoologist who had just discovered an unprecedented species and was now pondering how to get the poor creature to the lab and study it thoroughly and kill it. Tom felt uneasy under her gaze. He smiled and shrugged. My friend. He works here. Karen couldn't smile in response. She was already smiling, and any further widening of her mouth would have broken the fabric of reality. Instead, she straightened up, adjusted her glasses, and thus seemed less intimidating. The obsessed zoologist transformed into an intrigued one. I thought so. Can I use that in my novel? Sure, I guess. What exactly? We'll be happy to see you again. She tried to mimic Tom's intonation while saying the phrase, and to his surprise, she did it quite well. Such expression. Tom had never interacted with writers before and didn't know they could find inspiration in anything, even in such trivialities. After thinking for a second, he didn't see any hidden meaning in her request and shrugged again. Yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Thank you so much. Their conversation should have ended there, but Tom remembered the owner's advice about increasing sales. Would you like another coffee? Yes, I wouldn't mind. A latte with maple syrup? Oh, yes. Whoops, mixed up the voices there again. Coming right up. Congratulating himself on his sales skills, Tom went to prepare the drink. While he was making it, another group of customers entered the cafe. And for the next half hour, Tom was mixing, pressing, heating, drawing latte art, and performing other barista tasks. But nothing lasts forever, especially customers. Soon, Kanazawa, who was working the register, handed a coffee to the last visitor, thanked them for their purchase, and after waiting for them to leave, stretched luxuriously. Exquisitely. There were no more customers for the moment. I'll step away for a moment. I'm gonna go play on my 3DS or Switch, whatever handhelds they have out these days. Okay. Kanazawa went to the back room, and Tom, after glancing around again, took his phone out of his pocket. Do not open TikTok, you fuck. But just as he was about to check if Laura had replied, she didn't, by the way. Well, who the fuck is this? Oh, you scared me. The man said nothing. Uh-oh. His coat was so dark that Tom couldn't tell if the visitor was looking at him or not. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. We're welcome. The man remained silent. What would you like to order? Still silence. What a strange cosplayer, thought Tom. Yet his silent arrogance somehow amused the barista. You probably want espresso made with dark roast beans? No response. I can add black currant syrup and sprinkle some dark chocolate on top. The cosplayer let out a barely audible sigh. Then he raised his hand as if offering Tom a piece of candy, and a moment later, an image appeared in the air. Okay, wow, cool. It was the first time he had seen such clear projections. Even in sci-fi movies, they weren't this good. I wonder where this guy is hiding the projector. The image showed a simple cappuccino with cinnamon. Is that what you want? The coffee in the image disappeared, replaced by the word yes in English. One moment, Tom said and went to make the coffee. A minute later, he placed it in front of the cosplayer. Cosplayer, as usual, didn't react. That'll be 550 yen. Guest didn't move. Sir? Then something strange happened. He better pay for this shit. This is not on the house. The cup floated into the air and hovered at the level of the cosplayer's face. The coffee inside began to vanish. But Tom wasn't fazed by such tricks. That'll be 550 yen. Is your broke ass gonna pay or what? And then the unexpected happened. The cosplayer spoke. Robbery. He said in a hoarse, gravelly voice. Sir, if you can't pay, you shouldn't have drunk. I mean, he just said he was robbing, so maybe that's not too relevant here. And then everything turned white, completely white, as if someone had shown a bright flashlight directly into Tom's eyes. The barista instinctively covered his eyes with his hands, and the white light disappeared instantly, along with the cosplayer and the coffee. What about the payment? Tom rushed out from behind the counter and looked around. The entrance door hadn't opened, otherwise the chime wouldn't have rung. Was that an actual ghost? Karen! Yes? Did you see where the cosplayer went? What cosplayer? The one who was here showing images with a projector. Karen tilted her head in confusion, her expression a mix of disbelief and puzzlement. No, I didn't see anything, sorry, she finally said. Alright, thanks anyway. Sorry to bother you. Was that an actual ghost, or like I got robbed by a ghost? It's kind of crazy. I feel like he should have paid first, you know, because he was already acting pretty sus from the get-go. You know, not talking and all that. I would have made him pay first before he got the drink. And he couldn't, you know, blindside me like that, quite literally. He could have sworn they weren't there before. But now they lay in plain sight as if mocking him. Idiot, how could you miss us? Of course, he was looking at the money. 2 coins worth 550 yen. Oh, he did pay. It seemed the cosplayer had left them behind. What nonsense. Tom thought and put the money in the register. Too many magicians around these days. Yeah, because that was clearly a magician. A few hours later, the cosplayer reappeared. Oh my god, not this guy again, dude. Oh, it's another cosplayer. This time a regular one, not a magician. Welcome. Hi, the guy replied wearily. Matsuda-kun said your coffee is good. He lied. You brew poison and sell it at exorbitant prices. Run away while you can. Tom wanted to say that, but of course he didn't. Instead, you should have just said it, bro. It should have given me an option to say it at least. What would you like? The cosplayer frowned as though calculating the square root of some large number. 2 questions. Do you make Irish coffee? And can you leave out certain ingredients? Well, I mean, it wouldn't really be Irish coffee if you left out certain ingredients, now would it? Yes and yes. What would you like me to leave out? Are you allergic? Yeah, something like that. The man leaned closer to Tom and lowered his voice. Alright, you gotta back up a little. Can you leave out the cane sugar? Of course. And the cream. Suspicion began creeping into Tom's mind. Well, yes. The cosplayer leaned even closer. And the coffee? Alright, bro. This is what we're doing. You really came in here to troll? We don't sell whiskey on its own. This is a cafe, not a bar. The cosplayer cursed. Fine, don't leave anything out. Just give me a regular Irish coffee. Tom printed the receipt and hung it by the coffee machine. Then, he went to the back of the room and told Kanazawa to take over. Why can't you, like, make it yourself? It's your... Yeah, you know what? It is your turn, bitch. I've been working all day. Buzzkill. While Kanazawa brewed the potion. The potion? We're brewing potions now? Tom returned to the counter. Who are you cosplaying, if you don't mind me asking? Some Irishman? Close. I'm Sherlock Holmes. After quickly assessing how far the cosplay diverged from the original, Tom grimaced. Yeah, this... Doesn't Sherlock Holmes wear a hat? His English soul felt deeply offended. What's wrong? Nothing, it's just, I'm British, so I have my own idea of Holmes. Don't take it so seriously, it's cosplay from a game. A game? Yeah. Hate Zero. Never heard of it. They reimagined lots of famous characters there. Got it. At that moment, Kanazawa finished brewing the potion, the bubbling brown brew, and handed the cup to Sherlock. He took it, took a sip, and praised it. Then suddenly he burst out laughing. What? You got so upset about their homes? Is that right? Is that it? Is that the correct dialogue there? And you haven't seen their Watson. Maybe that's for the best. No, you have to see this. I'll be right back. Sherlock, radiating joy and completely ignoring Tom's silent curses, jumped off his stool and ran off. But our hero wasn't about to let fate strike him down a second time. He went to the back room, sat in a chair, and pulled out his phone. Started watching TikTok brain rot. Kanazawa, who was also staring at something on her phone on a nearby chair, grew concerned. And who's at the counter? I'm tired, it's your turn. Get out there. You've been out there for like half an hour. Exactly, it's your turn. Besides, the customer wants to kill me. Then go and like don't disappoint him, like have him kill you and shit. I'm not going anywhere, leave me alone. The young man declared and demonstratively bent over his phone. Kanazawa groaned like an annoyed cow, pretended to take a swing at Tom, then got up and went to the counter. But the happiness didn't last long. Within a minute, she returned, saying that the customer wanted to see Tom. Tell him I'm dead. Get him out of here. Go tell him yourself that I'm dead. Whatever you want. Just go, he said, shoving Tom out of the back room. There was no choice. I gotta confront Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Grumbling, Tom emerged. Sherlock, beaming like a puppy, was waiting at the counter. Britsan, look, I brought you Watson. Okay. Why are we like slowly going up like this? Who is this though? Is this like your sister? This looks like Ronnie from Elden Ring. John Watson. Jane. The sorceress. Well, dear reader, just as we previously acknowledged Kanazawa's restraint, let us now praise Tom's incredible British composure. The young man quite literally felt his heart constrict, and a cold sweat broke out on his forehead. But he betrayed no sign of his state, neither in word nor deed. You could say the barista behaved with maximum politeness and stoicism. He offered a crooked smile, he lacked the mental strength for a proper one, and said, "May I take a photo with you?" Jane agreed and leaned on the counter. Yeah, this is some really strange Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Tom, still not grasping the creative intent, also leaned on the counter and smiled. Sherlock, still inexplicably pleased, walked around the counter and took the photo on Tom's phone. Good picture, good picture. Masterful photography. The cosplayer summarized, inspecting the results. Thanks. And thank you. Alright, so you guys gonna buy something or... I mean, Sherlock here already bought his Irish coffee, but are you gonna buy anything, Jane? Send me the photo too. Of course. She gave him her ID. ID? That probably means something completely different in Japan. Unless it's like she's actually showing him her ID. In which case that would be crazy. It really turned out well. Well, shall we? She addressed Sherlock. Yeah, let's get out of here. The cosplayer paid, thanked Tom, and left with his friend, chuckling. I couldn't spit game at Jane? That's kind of crazy. Come again. Tom exhaled weakly. He suddenly felt deeply tired of people, of their emotions, their fussiness, and especially their sense of humor. The young man checked the time. 3.5 hours left on his shift. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Is it over? After a while, Karen called for him. He's still here? Can I get the check? Of course. Tom returned to the counter and began preparing the bill. A few minutes later, he handed it to her. I hope you were able to work productively. Our cafe is a bit noisy today. You know, it is New Year's Eve after all. That should be expected. It's fine. In fact, I finished an important text today. Really? Congratulations. You know, you finished your smut today. Tom walked to a special tray, took a handful of cookies, and then he went to Karen and poured them into her palm. What's this? A small gift. Consider a congratulatory gift. For the new year and your hard work. Karen blushed. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. She paid for her order and began packing up. Tom returned to the counter and stared at his phone again. There were no other customers in the cafe. Excuse me. Karen was back at the counter. She had packed her bag but was still without her coat. Probably in the cloakroom. Cloakroom? Tom thought. I wanted to wish you a happy new year once more and give you this. She held out an envelope to Tom. Just please don't open it until I leave. Promise? Alright. Well, I'm like kind of... Oh, I'm getting butterflies in my stomach. She gave me a note. I mean, an envelope. Ooh. Alright. I'm getting a little anxious here. Tom exhaled, stunned. Thank you. Happy New Year. And with that, she left. Walking so fast, it was almost a run. Oh my god. My heart is pounding, guys. It's like boom, boom. You hear that? That's my heart. It's not me beating my chest. It's my heart. Tom froze the envelope still in his hands. He even forgot to say goodbye to the client. It's coming out of your paycheck. No way. Kanazawa's incredulous voice came from the back room. She gave you a love letter? All right. You know, let's not get too hasty here. I don't know if it's a love letter yet. I haven't even opened yet. Maybe it's just like, maybe she's giving me money. Maybe it's a gift, you know? We're about to find out, but, you know, I'm not opening this envelope in front of you, so you can head back to the back room, you know, get on your phone, whatever. Leave me alone. I need to open this in private, please. Of course, Tom thought so too, but he didn't want to believe it. After all, he had a girlfriend, albeit across the ocean. I mean, it's not really, he's in Japan. It's not across the ocean. It's kind of across the land. Anyway, all right. Let me chill. I'm a chill. If it was a love letter, things would get complicated. Oh yeah, that's one way of putting it. What else could it be? Especially with conditions like that. And you were eavesdropping, weren't you? Oh wait, I think that was Tom that said that. Anyway, I like heard it by accident. Sure you did. What does it matter if I did or not? Just open it. What's it to you? It has nothing to do with you. Exactly. Head back to the back room, bitch. Are you afraid that you missed the boat? I just want to know if it's a love letter or not. Well, you're not gonna know then. Get the fuck out of here. Tom put the letter in his pocket. Hanazawa was in shock. Are you like serious? Yeah. I'll read it later. Are you stupid? Okay. Why do you just always insult me? What if she's nearby watching and waiting? Don't you care about her feelings? You know what? That's a good point. But, you know, you can't expect me to like really be thinking about every single outcome here. Because maybe she's not. Maybe she's on her. Maybe she's still running away. At that moment, Tom wished for customers for the first time in his life. No decent excuse came to mind. What if Karen really was watching from somewhere? Oh my god, see, this bitch is putting ideas into my mind, dude. She must be nervous. Go to the back room. Get the fuck on, bitch. I need you to leave right now. I'm not reading it in front of you. Word. Fine. But you'll tell me later. Get out of here. Alright, no need to yell. When Kanazawa left, Tom opened the envelope. He felt his heart pounding loudly. Carefully, he pulled out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in English. I see. To avoid any misunderstanding, Tom thought. He began reading. Hello, Tom. If you're reading this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. See, now you can't do that. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, you can't do that. Can't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Just kidding. Sorry, I always make stupid jokes and I'm nervous. Yeah, that was a pretty stupid fucking joke. Holy shit, what if that's all I read? And I went out running, thinking that you're dead. Holy shit. Don't scare me like that. Jesus. God. Alright. It's been a defense mechanism of mine since childhood. Though, if you think about it, there's a grain of truth in that joke. By the time you're reading this letter, I'll be so anxious, it won't be far from feeling like death. Sorry again. Alright, I'll stop joking now. I spent a long time debating whether I should write this letter or not. I've never written one before, and I must say, it's hard. Writing novels is easier. Sorry, there I go straying off topic again. I'm writing this letter because I have something I need to tell you. Because if I don't gather the courage to do it today, I'll keep hesitating and putting it off forever. And every day, I'll hate myself a little more for it. I like you. A lot. I don't know how it happened, and I don't even fully know how to put it into words. It's just, your voice, your smile, everything about you seems so wonderful to me. You are wonderful. I could watch you for hours, always curious about what you're thinking. Every time I walk into your cafe, I tell myself it's just for the coffee or to work on my book. But the truth is, I come to see you. You probably don't even realize it, but your presence brightens my day. I don't know if you have a girlfriend. The thought that this letter might inconvenience you terrifies me. If that's the case, then please forgive me. Let's just pretend this letter never existed. Let everything stay as it was. I know that's a lot to ask, but please don't punish me for daring to speak about my feelings for the first time in my life. But if by any chance you accept this letter, may I ask you to call me? I'll leave my number below. I understand we hardly know each other, and I've never talked outside of your work, but maybe we could just meet and talk. That would mean so much to me. And with that, I'll wrap this up. It's so scary to reread it. I feel like if I do, the rational part of me will take over, and this letter will go unsent yet again. In any case, thank you for being you. And even if this story remains our little secret, I'll still be happy. Just because I found the courage to confess and get an answer, rather than live with endless uncertainty and doubt. Happy New Year, Tom. May it bring you nothing but joy. Karen. Whew. I tried my damnedest to read that without making any little quips or, fucking up, reading it. And I managed to do it, but oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I didn't even realize, she was just, it was just a background character. I didn't really think much of her. I was having so much fun, I guess you can say. I was having, I was conversating with all these other customers and she was just there this whole time. I didn't even know. She was writing this letter this whole time. That's what she meant. That's what she meant earlier when she said that she finished an important piece. Oh my god, I get it now. I get it. All right, let me sit down. I'm doing way too much right now. Okay. Tom stood frozen. His fears were confirmed. It really was a love letter. Oh, it was a love letter for me. All right, I'm gonna chill. Things had just gotten a lot more complicated. Though, had they? Was this really as complicated as it seemed? Tom knew he wasn't gonna call Karen. Whoa. Okay, why not? Don't get too hasty. Come on now. He already had a girlfriend, even if she was in London. Of course, he felt bad for Karen, but there was always that wretched but. Tom thought back to this morning. Wasn't it just today that he'd considered breaking up? That this wasn't a real relationship? Now without being able to hug, to kiss, or even just have a proper conversation. You know, with a bitch that doesn't even fucking text me back after 12 hours, that bitch! How strong were his feelings for Laura, anyway? Not that this wasn't the right question. The real question was there anything left of his feelings for Laura? Or was it just a ghost lingering in his soul? A reminder of happiness long gone? On the other hand, did he feel anything at all for Karen? To him, she had always just been a customer. He'd never even considered her in a romantic way. Come to think of it though, she was attractive. The sound of the doorbell sharply pulled Tom from his thoughts, making him flinch. Hello. Oh, I mean, welcome. Michael entered the cafe with a woman. Oh, it's him again. This must be the woman he had mentioned this morning. Hey, Tom. Let me introduce you. This is Hannah. Hannah, this is Tom. We met earlier this morning. Though Tom was lost in deep thought, the sight of the guests made him smile. Michael and Hannah held hands sweetly, their faces glowing with happiness. I wonder, did you find your ring at the airport? There was no trace of the incidents from this morning affecting their relationship. They seemed like a completely happy couple, and Tom felt a warm sense of comfort from seeing them. Hello, Michael. Welcome, Hana-san, Tom said in 2 different languages. Oh, English is fine if you don't mind. Let's be kind to poor Michael. The American shrugged. Japanese is harder than I'd like to admit. It's one of the most difficult languages in the world, after all. 2 vanilla caramel lattes? Look at you, remembering my order from this morning. You also mentioned your friend here has a sweet tooth. Only after saying this did Tom realize the mistake he might have made. What if this wasn't that friend? Uh-oh. What if Michael had brought a different girl? Unlikely, but what if? A vivid mental image flashed in Tom's mind. Hannah, enraged, ripping her blouse apart to reveal massive muscles, grabbing the nearest chair and smashing it over Michael's head. Luckily, Hannah simply smirked. What other secrets of mine did he spill? Tom felt a weight lift off his chest. Whew, it's close. Michael wasn't cheating, and this was the same girl. No other secrets. He spent all morning talking about how he loves you. Hannah covered her face with her hands. Oh God, how embarrassing. I'm so sorry. No need to apologize. Customers do it all the time. She's always embarrassed by my displays of affection. It's enough that I know about them. Oh, no. It's enough that I know about them. 2 vanilla caramel lattes? Whoa! Kanazawa's face sounded directly in Tom's ears. The young man nearly jumped. He had foolishly assumed his coworker was still hiding in the back room. Don't sneak up on me like that. Like, sorry. Yeah, you weren't reading over my shoulder, were you? Tom glanced at the guests. At least they were amused. That'll be 1340 yen. 1,340 yen. Whatever. Jesus. Here you go. Michael handed Tom his card, which Tom scanned. All set. Michael got his card back while Kanazawa began making the drinks. The guest stayed to chat with Tom. So, how are you? Michael asked suddenly. Did the 31st treat you well? For some reason, Tom was caught off guard by the question. The loneliness he had managed to forget while at the cafe reemerged in full force. For the first time in his life, a girl, and not just any girl, but a beautiful and popular writer, had confessed her love for him, and he didn't even have anyone to talk about it. Michael and Hannah were strangers he would likely never see again. But was it fair to Karen? You know what? Let's just tell him that it was a good day. You know what? Yeah, don't tell him. No, it probably won't. After all, she had just confided her feelings to Tom and only to him. He had to respect her secrets. As usual, nothing remarkable, which was good. A little stability in this chaotic world wouldn't hurt. How are you planning to spend New Year's? Shit, alone? By myself? Stroking my... Nah, I'm playing. It wasn't a lie after all. So are we. Hopefully, her words were interrupted again by the melody of a phone. Hannah pulled her phone from her bag, apologized, and stepped out of the cafe. At that moment, Kanazawa brought over the coffee. Thank you very much, Michael said in Japanese. Kanazawa bowed and asked Tom, "Do you still need me here?" "No." "Then I'll go to the back room." Then it hit Tom. She doesn't understand English. He wanted to jump for joy, and he would have if he weren't such a well-mannered Englishman. This whole time, the entire conversation, he had worried for nothing. Even if Kanazawa had overheard, she probably understood almost none of it. Well, good. Once she had left, Tom leaned towards Michael. "I didn't want to say anything in front of Hana-san, but still, did they find your luggage?" "Nope. But I gave her another gift, just like you suggested." "I see. What was it, if you don't mind me asking?" PlayStation 5. Wow. You actually got her the PlayStation. You know what? That's actual king shit. I knew. Tom's eyes nearly popped out of his head. "You're serious? What do you think?" But before Tom could voice his thoughts, Hana returned to the cafe. "Tom, I'm sorry, but we have to go." "Miyagi called?" "Yes, he's waiting for us." "Got it. Then we really should go." Oh, I'm pretty sure that was Michael, but it said Tom. Michael and Hana began gathering their things. "Happy New Year." "Thank you, sir." "Same to you. Please come by again. We'll try. Bye." The guests left, and the cafe grew quiet once more. Tom glanced at the clock. One more hour. One more hour. It's time to go. The last working hour of the year. That should mean something. Do I at least get New Year's off? At that moment, the back room door opened, and Kanazawa stepped out. "Hey, I have a favor to ask." Tom briefly wondered what it could be. What could it be? "Want to leave early?" "Stop reading my mind. Oh my god, you're gonna leave me alone for the next hour?" Right. Of course, Kanazawa wouldn't want, or of course she would want to leave early on such an evening. Unlike Tom, she wasn't lonely. She had friends who wanted to drink with her, parents who wanted to be near her, and a grandmother eager to feed her thin granddaughter. You came late and now you want to leave early too? That's all I'm saying. "Oh, please. Name your price. I'll agree to anything. Name my price? Alright, 10,000 smackaroos right here, right now. Within reason. Alright. $10 then. Alright, no, that's too little." Tom was no stranger to closing up alone. In fact, he found it calmer that way. But his sense of fairness wouldn't let him off so easily. Wouldn't let her off so easily. He had to demand something in return. And suddenly Tom realized what it was. "You can leave under one condition." "What is it?" "You never, ever tell anyone that Karen sent me a letter. You saw nothing, heard nothing, and have no idea about any letter. Understood?" Kanazawa clearly didn't grasp the seriousness, but was more than happy to accept the terms. "Fine. No problem. Then can I go?" "Yeah, go ahead. Get the fuck out of here. Let me close up in peace, bitch." "Thank you." Kanazawa beamed and dashed off to gather her things. Tom was about to check his phone, but Kanazawa interrupted him again. Not 10 seconds had passed before she emerged from the back room, already changed. Damn. How did you do that so fast? "New Year's magic, obviously," she said cheerfully. Kanazawa's explanation was so simple and universal that Tom was left speechless. He stood there baffled, watching his colleague. "Enjoy your holiday." Damn, she was actually nice for once. The whirlwind that was Kanazawa blew past him and out the door. Tom could only hope she didn't destroy some nearby village on her way out. "Happy New Year," Tom muttered into the empty cafe. Hopefully no one else comes in. It's New Year's Eve. No one should come in. 50 minutes left. All right. Should be smooth 50 minutes. No one should come in. Uh-oh. 20 minutes before closing, the door chime rang treacherously. "Welcome. Oh, it's you." Santa Claus stood at the door once again. "Oh, I'm back. What do you want this time?" "Quite the way to greet a guest. You're going to end up on the naughty list for sure. I might just leave a bad review on Google Maps. The cafe's good, but the barista Tom is rude, misanthrope, and a chauvinist, a racist and misogynist." Matsuda's source amused Tom, but he didn't feel like replying to the jab. Karen's letter had thrown him completely off balance. Fine. He waved a hand. You can't drop my rating below 0 anyway. So why are you here? To mine crypto. Obviously, I'm here for coffee. What kind of dumb question is that? Aren't you supposed to be heading home already? The dressing room is packed. I figured I'd sit here for a while. Oh. Alright, what do you have? Just a regular cappuccino. With banana syrup, of course. Oh. And some peppermints. Got it. Tom walked over to the coffee machine and began preparing the cappuccino. He worked on autopilot now, placing the portafilter in the grinder, pressing the button, mixing, tamping, attaching it to the machine, but he was interrupted mid-step by Matsuda's voice. Hey, your phone's ringing! Tom patted his pocket and realized his phone wasn't there. He must have left it near the counter. Still, he couldn't rush to grab it. He needed to start the machine first. After spending a few seconds on it, he picked up his phone, but it was too late. Vibration had stopped, and the screen displayed a missed call from Laura. Tom cursed under his breath and returned to the coffee machine. Wasn't your girlfriend calling? A little piece? Yeah. Judging by the way Matsuda's fake eyebrows shot up, he was very surprised. What? Seriously? What are you talking about? You really have a girlfriend? Yeah, in London. Liar! I know everything about you. Tom gave Matsuda a puzzled look. I can show you photos of us together. Go ahead. I'll show you once I finish the coffee. But if you didn't believe I had a girlfriend, why ask? It was supposed to lead to an insult. I'd figured you'd say, no, I don't have a girlfriend, and I'd reply because you're boring and depressed. Matsuda-kun, stop coming here. I'll put something in your coffee. See? Misanthrope, chauvinist, racist, misogynist. And you hate Santa. At that moment, the coffee was ready, and Tom placed the cup in front of his guest. Did you leave out the poison? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you leave out the poison this time? Try it and find out. What's New Year's without surprises after all? What service? I hope not all of Britain is like this. Matsuda took a sip. Well, if there's poison in this, I can't taste it. That's something at least. So are you going to show me the photos? Tom opened the gallery on his phone and showed Matsuda pictures of him with Laura. Matsuda left out as surprised. Oh. Wow. He's cute. Are you okay with the long-distance relationship? Not like we have a choice. You could break up. Don't tempt me. You'd find a boyfriend pretty quickly. Tom let the comment slide. Maybe we will break up. It's hard. Yeah, I get it. I've never been in that situation, but I understand. Even though I'm always away from Miss Claus, I have multiple side pieces in many countries, so I never feel lonely. Let's talk about something happier. Like, how did you two meet? Do I even really want to talk about? I don't care about Laura. As usual, we called, met, talked. We decided to keep seeing each other. And on which date was your first kiss? What makes you think I'd tell you that? You won't even tell me about how you met, so I thought I'd take a shot. There's nothing to tell. It was just a normal meeting. Fine. By the way, have you patched things up with Nishimura? Oh wait. Have you patched things up with Nishimura-san? Yeah. We thought it over and found a solution that works for both of us. Congrats. And what's the solution? Like you said. What makes you think I'd tell you that? Alright, bitch. Get the fuck out of here then. Fine, whatever. I'm still happy for you. Thanks for that. Santa Claus finished his coffee and paid. I think it's cleared up. Back there now. See you in the new year. Yeah, happy new year. Make sure to come back. The door closed behind the old man, and the cafe was engulfed in a strange semblance of silence. The music was still playing, of course, but Tom didn't seem to notice it anymore. In that moment, he was acutely aware of his loneliness, and his holiday spirit vanished without a trace. The workday was ending, and all that awaited him was emptiness and similar silence. If he was lucky, he'd warm up under a blanket or a kotatsu. At that moment, Tom remembered his phone. Right, now he could call Laura back. Wonder why she called. Maybe something had happened? Tom dialed her number and waited. But there was no answer. Laura must have been busy. Well, he just had to talk to her after work. Finishing his evening routine, which took about 40 minutes, Tom stepped out of the shopping mall and breathed in the fresh, crisp, frosty air with satisfaction. Oh yeah, that smells good. It's good. The street was bathed in light, giving it a warm and vibrant feeling, almost as if it radiated heat. Thousands of people were strolling along the avenue, and Tom unconsciously merged into their flow, walking until he reached the entrance to the subway. There he stopped. Technically, he needed to make a decision about Karen, or Laura. But for some reason, he suddenly felt unbearably tired. His inner turmoil, compounded by the letter, had drained him so thoroughly that he had no strength left for his decision-making. He would deal with it all later. Tonight, everything would stay as it is, or was. In the end, he simply went home without calling either of the women. Okay. The clock read 5 to midnight, and the streamer Tom was watching had already poured himself a celebratory glass of whiskey. Tom sat on his bed, wrapped in a blanket, eating pizza. This New Year, he decided to celebrate with Italian cuisine. 20 seconds to midnight, the streamer shouted, watching Asmongold. Yeah, sure, guys. You can say it's New Year, but really, here's the thing about New Year's. At that very moment, why did the power go out? Power went out. What the? Tom fumed with righteous anger. Not only had his entertainment been cut off 20 seconds before the New Year, but now he had to crawl out of his blanket. Pure misfortune and hardship. At the very start of the year, there's nothing for it. He had to check the circuit breaker. Heroically, Tom immersed from his warm cocoon into the cold environment, turned on his phone's flashlight, and ventured into the unknown. Well, unknown wasn't the right word. These incidents had happened before, and Tom knew exactly what to do. He left his room and walked to the breaker box. It was on his floor. Opening the panel, he flipped the switch, and voila! Justice was served. Though the new year had already arrived, the streamer's voice was shouting congratulations from the other room. Tom headed back to his own space. What the? Standing in the middle of the room was him, cosplayer with the projectors. Oh. You gonna rob me? How'd you get in here? What do you want? The cosplayer didn't reply. Once again, Tom couldn't tell where he was looking. Hey, get out of here. The cosplayer took a step toward Tom. And at that moment, the lights went out again. Oh my god, this man's fucking around with my power. Damn it. The cosplayer was nowhere to be seen. It was as if he dissolved into thin air. Excellent coffee. That scared the fuck out of me, by the way. Tom jerked awake. Everything was fine. The lights were on. The streamer was chatting with some girl on the screen, and she was laughing loudly in response. God, what a dream. Tom reached his phone to check the time. 1:23 a.m. The new year had already come. He had slept through it all. His phone showed one unread message from Laura. Happy New Year, Tom. That's it. I hope it passes quickly and we'll see each other soon. Kisses. Yours, Laura. P.S. Sorry for not replying sooner. The New Year rush swallowed all my time. All your time, it takes like 10 seconds to send a message like that. Kind of crazy. Tom considered replying but decided against it. He would answer her in the morning. Tonight, he would be alone, just as he had planned all along. After all, solitude is something one must learn to enjoy. That it? What? Oh my god. I chose the wrong dialogue options, guys. I chose the wrong ones. Oh my god. And I only saved once, I think. Oh my god. Hold on, we can't end off like this, guys. We can't. We cannot end off on a bad note. We're going back in there. We're going back in there. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get another ending. We have to. We have to. All right. I think we have to tell them about the letter. I think something will change if we do. On the other hand, she might never find out about it, and Tom really needed someone to talk to. Today, I received a love letter. Tom instinctively knew that Kanazawa behind him was utterly astonished. Wow. Congratulations. Michael clapped Tom on the shoulder. Is she pretty? Quite. Well then, double congratulations. There's nothing to celebrate. I have a girlfriend in London. Oh. Michael's cheerfulness faded away quickly. Kanazawa behind him probably looked even more surprised. Awkward situation. Indeed. And I don't know what to do. What does that mean? Didn't you just say you have a girlfriend in London? We haven't seen each other in about a year, and I don't know if I still want this relationship. So, are you thinking about breaking up with her? Tom didn't have an answer to that question. Instead, another thought came to mind. What would you do if you were me? Me? Michael stroked his beard thoughtfully. Depends on how I feel about the girl in London. Hard to say. Sometimes it feels like everything is already dead. No feelings, only memories remain. Then break up? You've got one life, and trust me, it's not worth wasting it on suffering. It'll be better for both of you. Hana, who had been silent this whole time, suddenly spoke up. I agree. At your age, it might not seem obvious yet, but the older you get, the clearer it becomes that your relationships don't bring joy, or relationships that don't bring joy aren't worth it. Even if everything was good before, but later fell apart, that's life. People change, and that doesn't mean you have to stay together forever. Tom sighed. This situation evoked only one reaction from him. Don't be sad, mate. Years from now, you'll look back on this evening with a smile. I think so too. It all feels complicated now. Her words were interrupted by a phone chime. Hana pulled her phone from a bag, apologized, and stepped out of the cafe. At that moment, Kanazawa brought over the coffee. Thank you very much, Michael said in Japanese. Kanazawa bowed and asked Tom, do you still need me here? No. Then I'll go to the back room. Then it hit Tom. He doesn't understand English. He wanted to jump for joy. And he would have if he weren't such a well-mannered Englishman, and I already read all this. Okay, here's the next choice that I think I have to change. I'm gonna tell him. I'll tell him. No, I'll do it. Like normal people. We met like normal people. No, that's the context. We went to the same school with different classes. I liked her for a while, and one day I got the courage to find her number and call her. She answered. I asked if she'd like to go on a certain date. She said no. Damn, she rejected you from the get-go. I hung up, collapsed onto the couch in despair, and broke it. Furniture always suffers for other sins. It turned out she got flustered and said the wrong thing. She couldn't go on that specific day because she already had plans, but she was free on other days. How did you find that out? She texted me a couple of hours later. Matsuda cursed. What's wrong? If she figured out sooner, she could have saved the couch. Yeah, that's funny. Tom shrugged. Nobody's perfect. So she texted you when you called her? Yeah. Some things are better said aloud than through emojis. You know, like the Zoomers do. What an old-fashioned gaijin. Alright, bro. How long have you been together? 3 years. But it looks like we won't make it to 4. Things are that bad, huh? Tom hadn't planned to vent, but the words tumbled out of him anyway. Yeah, it's never been worse. But it's temporary, right? You'll see her again in a year. You still have to make it through that year. Oh, yeah, a year is a long time of not seeing a girl. You will. Matsuda waved dismissively. I just think if you found someone you love, you should hold on to them. It's hard to find your person, but if you do, don't let them go. What about you? Have you patched things up with Nishimura? Yeah, we agreed to spend New Year's at her place. Tomorrow we're going to my parents' house together. Congrats. As you can see, my problem's harder to solve than yours. Yours is complex, but at least you can call her back. Tom tilted his head questioningly. This fool Matsuda really not get it? I can't. Why not? Because you're here. I can't chat on the phone with a customer in the cafe. Oh, so it's my fault? Sitting here drinking coffee, ruining your love life? Yeah? Matsuda shook his head. Nobody likes Santa Claus. He finished his coffee and won't go up and ask for the bill. Alright, I won't bother anymore. I'll get out of your hair. Thanks. No problem. I hope it works out for you. Hope things work out for you too, even though you said they were already. Happy New Year. You too. Bye. The door closed behind the old man and the cafe was engulfed in a strange semblance of silence. The music was still playing, of course, but Tom didn't seem to notice it anymore. In that moment, he was actually aware of his loneliness, and his holiday spirit vanished without a trace. This is the same dialogue. Did nothing change again? Right now, he could call Laura back. I wonder why she called. Maybe something had happened. Tom dialed her number and waited. Okay. Things are happening here. There's no answer. Oh, wait. No, this did happen already. Well, he just had to talk to her after her work. Okay. We're going to go home and watch streamers. Okay, here we go. On this very street, in this very neighborhood, he had to decide how to respond to Karen's letter and whether to continue his relationship with Laura. He wouldn't take these problems home. By the time he boarded the train, he needed to be a resolved man. Oh, man. Oh, boy. You know what? I'm a man of action. We're doing it. We're giving Karen a chance. Because look, Michael's right. Not seeing, Michael and Hana, they're right. I can't let these relationships just, I can't be trapped. And it feels bad to say trapped, but, going 1 year without seeing your girlfriend is a long time. For me personally, anyway. So, I can't do it. I'm going to have to break up with Laura. She barely even gives a fuck about me anyway. So, let's just do it. Let's do it. We're heading into the future. The future. Tom's mind replayed the words of Hana and Michael. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Relationships that don't bring joy aren't worth it. Oh my god. She's telling the truth. Tell him. Life is too short to waste on misery. It's a bad idea. Let's do it. Move on. They were right. A long distance relationship made no sense. Tom felt no closeness, no support, no joy, no peace. These relationships gave him nothing but sad memories and longing. But Karen, no, of course things weren't clear with Karen. They hardly knew each other. At least with her, he could meet in person and have a proper conversation. And Laura. What, after all these years, after everything they'd been through, he was just going to end it? Right on New Year's Eve? Tom felt unbearably sorry for her. What if she still loved him? What if she'd suffer? The last thing she wanted was for Laura to suffer. He didn't deserve it. But if he didn't tell her, Tom would be the one to suffer. No, they'd both be suffering because it's still fucked up if you're losing feelings for somebody and you don't tell them. That's lying to yourself and to them. That's worse, actually. He was already suffering now. In the end, wasn't this all just a question of who would have to endure the pain? In that moment, his phone vibrated in his pocket. It's time. When he saw who was calling, Tom wanted to ignore it. It was Laura. Hello. Hi. How are you? Fine. I just left work. How about you? I just woke up and saw your message. You're all alone over there, right? Yeah, everyone's left town. We see. An awkward silence hung in the air. It was time to decide. Tom clenched his fist so tightly his nails dug into his palm. I gotta say it, huh? Laura, we need to break up. He blurted out and immediately felt a strange sense of relief. The hardest part had been said. Oh my god, why am I'm feeling anxious. Not even Alright. There's no turning back now, no room for doubt. All that was left was to move forward. What did you say? Oh, come on, Laura. No, you heard me. You heard me. You just don't want to believe it. It's only gonna hurt more. We need to break up, Laura. I can't love you from this distance. Far away in London. Laura unexpectedly laughed. What's so funny? Are you laughing? Laura didn't answer right away. She kept laughing. Okay? Why are you laughing, bitch? Time began to worry she lost her mind. I should thank you. For what? You spared me from having to say it first. It took Tom a moment to understand. Damn, she was gonna break up with me. I beat her to it. So you wanted to break up too? You felt it too, didn't you? That it was falling apart. We're not the kind of people who can survive on a few texts and calls a week. How long have you felt this way? Since the beginning of winter. Or rather, since the first snow fell. Snow had always been a special thing in their relationship. 3 years ago, the first snow came in November. And that was when Laura and Tom, then still high schoolers, shared their first shy kiss. Since then, they'd always marked the occasion somehow by giving each other gifts or going out somewhere. But not this year. This year they decided it was too inconvenient. We didn't even manage to call this time. You were already asleep. Tom felt an odd sensation, an awareness of finality. It was over. 3 years of shared journeys would end here. There would be no more of her smiles, no more hugs, no more kisses, no more skating under the open winter sky. Laura had given him so much, maybe more than he'd given her, though he had tried his best too. They had both tried, and sometimes they succeeded, sometimes they didn't. But now all of it would have to remain just memories. There's one more reason I made up my mind. Tom was startled. Could she have found someone else already? My dad got a job offer in Canada. We're moving there as a family. That was it. A move. They couldn't be able to meet and continue the relationship once Tom returned. Their paths were about to diverge completely. I see. There was nothing left to say. All that remained was to say goodbye. Most likely, forever. Thank you for all these years, Laura. I'm sorry if it ended this way. I'm sorry too. They were good years. Yeah. This had to happen. Take care of yourself. I hope everything goes well for you in Canada. We all hope so. You take care too. I'll try. Call if you need anything. I'll always be happy to hear from you. Okay. I will. Goodbye. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Goodbye. Tom hung up. He felt empty. The realization that the breakup was inevitable didn't make it any easier. It still felt like a tremendous loss. In a way, it was. A loss not of the girl, he had already lost her, but the familiar order of things. Life had changed, and now he had to rebuild it anew. But the new order also brought new hope. Tom thought about Karen's letter, about the words that had made him admire her. It was to start a new life. There was no better moment now. Or, if he was to start a new life, there was no better moment than now. Tom pulled out the letter and dialed the number written on it. Power metal unexpectedly blasted through his phone. He had to turn down the volume. It was that intense. Time passed, but the music played on. Nobody picked up the phone. Eventually, it stopped, and a pleasant female voice informed him the person who was calling him was unavailable. Maybe she's busy. But just as Tom returned the phone to his pocket, it buzzed again. The same number lit up on the screen. Hello? The voice on the other end was both familiar and unfamiliar. This is Karen. You called me? Karen, this is Tom. Are you okay? You sound like you're out of breath. I'm fine. I just left my phone upstairs and went to the kitchen. Sorry if I didn't answer right away. She must have run back upstairs. No problem. At that moment, all of Tom's words vanished from his mind. He regretted not preparing his speech in advance. Karen was silent too. She seemed even more nervous than he was. Karen, I read your letter. Silence again. You wrote it willingly, right? The girl chuckled. No one was holding a gun to my head, if that's what you mean. Tom took a deep breath. Then, would you agree to meet me? We could go for a walk or grab coffee somewhere. Karen answered without hesitation. Sure. When? I'm free the next 3 days. When's good for you? How about today? 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 Tom hadn't expected such speed. I thought you'd be celebrating with your family. No, they've gone abroad to visit relatives. And you? I felt like staying here. So what do you say? The prospect of spending New Year's wrapped in a blanket in front of a laptop suddenly vanished. Instead, he will be walking with a slightly strange but undeniably charming girl. This is the kind of New Year's beginning he liked. Yes, I'm free. Where should I meet you? I'll send you a pin on the map. And I have one request. What is it? Please, call me Karen. Oh. Yeah, my bad. I kind of been doing that this whole time, haven't I? Alright, Karen. Tom smiled and heard her laugh in response. Dude, that was quick. Holy shit. Is she behind me? Is that the end? Happy ending? Best ending? Even though it's not the one that I got on the first try? Finn. Well, I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, you know what? I think this is the longest video I've ever recorded on this channel. I usually try to keep it under like 30 minutes or like within, 30 minutes-ish. But I knew it was going to be a longer game. Yeah, we're trying something new. Let me know if if you like it. Should I do longer videos like this? No, this is a visual novel. I could have split it into parts, but I kind of wanted to get the video out for the holidays. Probably going to schedule this to come out later, closer to actual Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve day is a thing too, guys. Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. is way, way different than Christmas Eve at 8 p.m., for example. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the story. It was a nice, wholesome story, right? This guy who was gonna spend Christmas alone is gonna go into a new relationship. Wait, no, it wasn't Christmas. It was New Year's, right? Whoops. But yeah, maybe I'm just projecting because I'm spending Christmas alone and New Year's. Whatever, that's fine. I'm not sad. I promise. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, signing out.